All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So I always knew that I would be making this video at some point. I didn't know when the day would come, but we're just over 3 years into my Amazon FBA business. And unfortunately, it is now the end of the road for my very first product. So in this video, now that I've made the decision to discontinue that product, I can reveal to you what product I've been selling on Amazon for the past few years, talk you through why that niche appealed to me, talk you through why I've decided to discontinue that product, and also talk about two real positive things that have come from selling this on Amazon and also from the decision deciding to no longer sell it. So let's jump into the video. The first thing I want to show you is this product, being completely honest, surpassed all of my expectations. When I first launched my first ever product on Amazon, I was looking for a product that sold around 5 units per day. Now this product achieved that and more, and you can see over the past few years has generated over £300,000 in revenue. I don't think you guys can quite see me. Actually, let me hide the webcam so you guys can see. The net profit based on what Helium 10 has calculated is around 140,000 off those sales. Now, being honest, that's probably optimistic, as with some of the other costs. I think that is probably, I think you said it around the 30%, around 100,000 off those sales would be more realistic. But certainly for my first ever product selling on Amazon, very happy in the fact that I've got, over 3 years of sales from that product as well. It certainly surpassed my expectations. But as I said at the start of the video, it is the end of the road for this product. It is time to move on. So now that I've come to the end of the road, I can finally share that product with you guys. I can reveal to you the niche that I was selling in and show you guys and take you through the journey. Now, before I actually show you the product, I just want to show you some of the indicators that I've used to basically confirm that this is the end of the road for this product. So the first thing is sales. So this is a screenshot from Helium 10. So some of the things I'll be using in this video are all from Helium 10 because that's, for me, still the best suite of Amazon FBA tools you can get for your business. So these are the sales from early 2020. And the key thing to focus on here is this black trend line. So we are trending down. You can see this, the trend line there. So I was, consistently selling between 15 to 20 units per day of this product at a higher price point as well, which I'll come back to in a moment. But you can see since the start of 2020, we have been declining. We had this big dip here, which was the COVID dip where Amazon weren't selling products properly for 2 months. So kind of discard this, but you can see the trend is down. And at the moment, I'm still selling probably between 8 to 10 units per day, but not very profitably at the moment. So I'll come back to that again later on in the video. So that's the first indicator. Sales have been slowly declining. Despite me taking numerous actions to try and increase sales, they are still coming down. The next thing I want to show you, this is the main PPC campaign that I run for this product. Now, I have spent a lot more than this. I was looking through, I spent over £20,000 in PPC on this product in its lifetime. But this is the main campaign I use now. So my PPC campaigns have evolved. So this is why this is separate from some of the other ones that I have run. So this campaign has generated the best part of £50,000 in sales. And I just want to show you a couple of things on here, which is another indication that things are becoming more difficult in this niche and this product was struggling. So up first, we've got spend, the blue line, versus sales. So you can clearly see, ignoring the first month when I set up this campaign and it needed optimizing, the sales orange line was always well above the blue line. But you can see now over the past few months, it's getting closer and closer. It's even crossed there. So the short takeaway from that is ACOS has gone up because obviously I'm spending the same or more and getting less sales for the same money. So like I say, if you exclude that first month when it was getting set up, the blue line is the ACOS. So 15%, 12%, 11%, 11%, 10%, 10%. ACOS is really good, in the low teens, just about in double figures, a really good place. And then from around summer last year, things have been going up, basically doubled at least, and they keep going up. So that's another thing though. Sales are down. PPC spend, it's fairly consistent. The orange line, we're still spending roughly the same, but we're getting less sales from the things. So sales are down, PPC isn't working as well, ACOS is up. And then another chart from Helium 10. This is the #1 organic rank keyword that I've been targeting since day one. And you can see here, I used to dominate this niche, and the only times I would ever drop down was normally after I'd been out of stock, as you can see the gaps here. So these big drop-offs are when I went out of stock, but I used to dominate. I was always in the top few results. But as you can see, as we started getting into 2021, things started to drop off. And then it's been really, really hard to maintain position. So it's been dropping off. This is exactly the same product, by the way. I haven't made any changes to the listing. Ranks have been dropping off. And they've kind of plateaued here because I've had to drop the price just to try and sell through the stock. So when you combine sales dropping off, PPC not being as effective, organic ranks dropping off, it's not a great combination for the long-term success and profitability of a product. So that's why I've made the decision now. I've given this quite a few months. So I'll be honest, I've been selling for the past probably 4 months at break even, possibly at a small loss. And that is something I'll come back to later in this video, why that is actually a good thing for the business long term, but I'll come back to that later. But as things stand, I've given it a good chance. I've made lots of tweaks over the past few months. I've dropped the price. I've even tried to find a cheaper supplier to increase the profit margin so I can sell long term at a lower price, but it's just not going to be sustainable. So I've made the decision to no longer sell this product. It is the end of the road for this product. Now, before I actually reveal the niche to you guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to see more videos from me. I'll be showing you how I'm going to be finding new products going into 2022. If you find this video useful so far, hit that like button as well. So on to the big reveal. So this is my very first product. I'm not talking about the seat belts. I'm talking about car boot liners or car boot protectors. More specifically, I was targeting car boot liners for dogs. Now, the reason this niche appealed to me at the time is that there were a number of sellers hitting the target that I was aiming for, which is around 5 units per day. Most of the listings weren't that great, and to be honest, most of the listings still aren't that great in this niche, but price points have come down quite a bit for some of these products. So this was a good product for me. Selling over £300,000 of a product is always a good sign. Now, why do I think this product isn't actually working out any longer? Actually, before I get to that, let me just cover a few more points why this niche appealed to me. So 1, the demand checked out. 2, there was no brand domination issues. Actually, we can run Helium-10 now, and I'll talk you through bit by bit what my initial product analysis would have been like, maybe with some additional insight now that I've been selling for a few years. So up first is the thing we always look at, no brand domination. Yes, there are a couple more repeat brands here, but there's no brand domination to be aware of. The next thing is price point. This is actually still reasonably healthy. So I was selling in the high 20s. Now I'm currently not selling that high as I've got to kind of sell through. So price point is healthy as well. And anyone getting into Amazon FBA at the moment, if you're shipping products in like this, you're going to need to be selling upwards of £20, probably £25, £30 to have a chance of making any profit at the moment. Demand, like I say, this is the sort of thing I was targeting back in the day, about 150 units per month, but there was opportunity to sell higher. And I have actually been in these positions at some point where I've been selling 500-600 units per month. So what I always like to see in a niche is a base group of sellers that exist at the point you'll be targeting. So if I was targeting 150 units per month, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some of these at 200 as well, showing that there are sales available at that level. But even better, if you've got the opportunity to sell above this, which these ones show is possible, it means you've got a good entry point and also room for growth. So that's why it appealed to me. And if we go across further, no one was averaging 5-star reviews. Everyone was averaging just 4.4. So unless you've got 4.8 or above in the actual digital score or the numeric score, you'll show a 4.5 stars in the actual image on Amazon. Review count, again, number of people in double figures. So even if I was looking at this niche with fresh eyes, it is still quite a good opportunity to enter. And I probably can hear some of you guys thinking, Darren, why don't you just change your product or relaunch in this niche? And that's a fair point. I probably could do that. If I come to this niche now with what I know now versus what I knew a few years ago, I'm sure my chances of success would be even higher than they were then. But I don't want to do that. And I'll come back to that in a moment. But just to finish going across here, are there any other things to be aware of? I don't think so. Dimensions were fine and the weight were fine to keep fulfillment fees relatively low. So overall, that was why this niche stood out to me. The other thing as well is with these products kind of being fabric, there's very little chance of them getting damaged in transport. So that reduces the chance of returns based on damage. And yeah, overall, it was a good product. And there was lots of suppliers for this types of product. And I come up with a few things to help me stand out. But I didn't come up with enough things to help me stand out. And I think that's one of the key reasons why this product is struggling now, is that in this niche, it doesn't stand out maybe as well as it did originally, because there have been a number of new sellers that have joined the space. And if we run Helium-10, again. And if we sort these by creation date, that will show us in 2021, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 new entrants. Actually, the ones that still exist. 13 new entrants in this niche in 2021. So it is becoming a more competitive niche, and that's been part of the reasons why things have become more difficult. But if I am being 100% honest, I still look at my product in this niche and think it stands out and think it looks better than a lot of these products. So I think it's going to remain one of those mysteries why my product isn't performing better than I would expect it to, because everything that I know about Amazon, the amount of people I've helped succeed on Amazon and the amount of products I've seen succeed and fail, there's still a question mark for me why my product isn't doing as well as I'd expect it to do in this niche. Now, if I was coming back to this niche now, the biggest thing that I would change with my product development is the way that it stands out from a visual perspective. So the VSP, or the visual selling point, which I've talked about many times in previous videos, that wasn't strong enough when I first developed that product, and it wasn't necessarily on my radar when I first developed that product. As a new seller, that wasn't something I was really considering. I was just thinking how I can make the product better, not how I can make it better and stand out. So that's the key thing you guys need to take away from this video. Whenever you're developing a product, how are you going to stand out in this niche? And actually, these guys here are doing something so simple. I'm not saying this is a great product, and I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the choices, such as putting a Photoshop dog with a party hat in the picture. But the orange seam does stand out. Now, orange might not necessarily be a color that's going to appeal to everyone, and these guys might struggle, but this is the sort of thing you need to keep in mind. If you see something with a really bright orange seam, or a color that appeals to a wide variety of people, versus these kind of ones at the top, which are all fairly drab, you've got a better chance of standing out. And that's possibly why kind of 2Z here with their white seam are standing out, despite the fact, let me just click through to this, because it's, like I said, this still confuses me how a product with an awfully photoshopped dog and a bowl of cereal, or sorry, bowl of kibble, and a very cheap looking car boot liner is the #1 seller. But there we go, you can't always figure out everything 100%. So that would be the thing, like I say, to take away from this video. How are you going to visually stand out with your product? Also within this list, I'm not going to point fingers. There is someone in this list who copied my product. I'm not going to say exactly who it is. Now, this person emailed me four times for advice for their Amazon FBA business, completely for free. I did this, helped them out with their business 4 different times. And then a few months later, they launched a product which copied mine in a number of ways, even down to some of the elements they were using in their photos. So I can never be 100% certain they were copying my product, but you know, it would be some coincidence if it wasn't. And if you guys would be interested in me kind of doing a review on that, like I say, I'm still reluctant to point an exact finger, because you can never be 100% certain that the person definitely copied you. But I mean, 4 emails and a lot of the things overlapping between my product and their product, it is very suspicious. But anyway, that's me getting off point. So I feel quite positive about the fact that I'm going to be retiring this product, and there are 2 reasons. The first reason is it frees up my capital. So I have a lot of money invested in this product, as effectively you're outlaying for 6 months of stock at any one time. So if you're selling around 300 units per month, that's quite a bit of money to be having tied up. And also there's a lot of risk to that money. And that goes back to my earlier point where I've been selling at break even for 3 or 4 months. So when I come back into stock kind of late summer, early autumn last year, it became clear at that point that that product really wasn't going to be working out any longer. But I had 1,000 units just delivered, and I'd already pre-ordered another 1,000 that were going to be here for Q4. So I've had to sell through both batches of stock, and I've got a few hundred units left now just to recoup that money, despite the fact I know I've been selling for the past 4 months at break even or possibly a small loss. So it'll be nice to focus on smaller and lighter products with shorter lead times, and hopefully ones that I can fly in instead of sea shipping in, so that I can reduce the amount of capital that I've got exposed and the duration that capital is exposed to risk at any one time. So I'm looking forward to finding these new smaller and lighter products going forward. And if you want to join me as I do that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, as I'm going to be going over that heavily in the upcoming videos over the next few weeks. Now, the second thing that I feel is a good thing from this happening is actually that this will reinvigorate me to get back into Amazon FBA for my own business. So I mentor hundreds of people, and I've helped lots of people succeed on Amazon, and I see people making lots of money all the time where I'm helping them doing it. but I've kind of rested on my laurels with my own business and I haven't launched as many products as I should, especially when now I've got the capital to do so and the knowledge to do so. So by losing one of my big first products, that really will fire me up to want to get back into this game for 2022, and hopefully you guys will follow me as I go through that journey. So overall, despite the fact I'm going to take a hit from retiring that product, I still feel very positive about Amazon FBA. I still feel there's lots of opportunity on Amazon FBA. I'm looking forward to the challenge of launching new products this year. So if you're new to Amazon FBA and you're not already part of the FBA Elite community, go to fbaelite.com, sign up. It is completely free. We've got forums covering all areas of Amazon FBA. Also, if you are new to Amazon FBA, we have the Ultimate Checklist, which is a great list for you guys to run through to make sure you're covering everything when you're starting your Amazon FBA business. And we also have the discount section as well. So for example, Helium 10, which I talked about in this video, there's some discount codes there and I'll pop them up on screen and in the top comment as well. So hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the forums.